Hello
Hello,
everyone.
we're Princeton
Princeton
Connect.
Connect. So today we have Joycelyn here, who came from Africa, and she will share some experiences with us.
So Jocelyn, could you please do a basic introduction first in your native language, then in English for us to understand?
Hi, Midinde Nanama, Anya Free Ghana. Hi, my name is Joycelyn, and I was born in Ghana. I go to Princeton High School, and I'm a rising junior.
Perfect.
So to give us some background info, could you tell us when you moved to the U.S. and what you thought of what you thought of the immigration when you were moving here?
I moved here when I was in 3rd grade in Ghana, but when I came here, they put me in the 4th grade. I mean, 3rd grade was almost over when I came here, so I had to start the new school year with the students instead of just going in at the end. So when I was little in Ghana, America was a romanticized place for everyone in my town, because it's a place that's seen as it has a lot of opportunity. So a lot of people wanted to come here.
Yes.
And I think that when I was young, I always had this really beautiful idea of coming to America and there would be snow, because everybody would talk about it. So in Ghana, so it's a little bit of a cool idea to come here and see snow.
Cool.
So when you suddenly started in 4th grade, right? Did you encounter any academic difficulties, or have you encountered any difficulties during the English learning process? Because English was a new language for you, right?
No, I actually, in Ghana, our schools required us to speak English in schools. It was not it wasn't allowed for you to speak your native language, which I mean, it's a little bit, my ideas on that is a little bit iffy, but I get the benefits of that because it helps you learn a new language if you were to travel, which I did. So it benefited me in a very positive way when I came here. I already knew how to speak English, so I wasn't put in ESL, yeah, I wasn't put in ESL.
Oh, wow. You were already pretty fluent in English when you came?
Yeah. I just said a couple of words different, which I still do. I mean, people point it out, but I don't think it's a problem, because in Ghana, there's British, we speak British English, and in America, you guys obviously speak, well, most Americans speak American English. So I say a couple words differently. I still do, and people just want to point it out for some reason because they think American English is the right way.
So in Ghana, where every school speak English, or was that specifically for your school? So was that an American school, or was that just a normal school?
I was young, so I didn't really know much about other schools, but I have a pretty good idea that in all schools around Ghana, they require you to know some form of English, because it's part of the curriculum. And it was also a private school, kind of. Most schools in Ghana you have to pay for in order to get in. So I was privileged in that part of being able to receive that type of education. So I was really grateful for that.
Okay.
Well, just one more question about your life in Ghana. How did you manage to learn Twi, is it? If you are forced to learn English at the same time.
I mean, we're not forced, but it's required of you to be speak, if you're in Spanish class, you're required to speak Spanish during Spanish class. So during in classes, the teachers would speak English to you, and you would be required to speak English back. But let's just say you're at recess, nobody would be walking around with a camera being you're not speaking
Gotcha.
English or something like that. So it's kind of there's other languages in Ghana, but it's kind of the national language. A lot of people speak it too. So you speak it at home, you speak it with your neighbors and all that stuff. So it was common.
Okay, so when you first came here, were there anything totally surprised you? Were there something that you didn't expect?
I don't know. This is a weird description, but it was really bright. Maybe maybe I was in the plane for too long, but it was really bright. I was because I came here in the summertime, so And it was really hot. It's hot in Ghana. Like, we all know it's hot in Africa. But at least like a breeze or two passes by. But right now, like, this weather is not really suited for me because it's really hot and it's like humid. There's no wind. So it was a little different. I expected it to be a little bit more colder than yeah.
Interesting. So after you moved here, after you've gone to the school and everything, did you have any instances where you felt like you didn't fit into the norm, or any like major cultural differences you felt?
Yeah, it was very prevalent because American food, like in schools, they provided food for you and all that, but my parents sometimes like to make me food. I feel like it's with a lot of cultures too. So when you bring food, the kids are like, ew, what is that? I'm like, it's food. It's from Ghana. And they would want like a whole explanation on it. And I'd bring like snacks to school because I didn't know the rules. And like nobody was really willing to explain the rules to me. So I kind of just went with the flow. And I would I'll get called out on it. And I'd be like, well, I didn't know. You didn't tell me. And also, as I said, I pronounce some words differently. And a funny story that happened, I tell a lot of people this, hippopotamus, we pronounce it hippopotamus instead of hippopotamus. So I went and said that during class, and the students they looked at me weirdly. They were like, what the hell did you just say? And I was like, I said hippopotamus. They're like, that's not a word. And I was like, yes, it is. I was a very loud kid. Spoke out a lot. So I said, no, you're wrong. And it like caused the whole debate in the class. We're like, no, you're wrong. And I was like, yes, I'm right. Like, you have no right to tell me I said the word wrong.
I bet a lot of kids can relate to that.
Yeah.
Like a lot, yeah. I can personally relate to that too when I was.
So when did you start to get more accustomed to the lifestyle here? Or are you still in the adapting process?
I think I adapted really quickly because I moved here when I was 9 years old, I think, and I had a lot of friends who were born here, so I kind of learned from them. And when I was little, I'd always get like people knock on my door like, can Josie come out to play? So I from like all my siblings, they came here when they were like older. My brother came here when he was in middle school. I came here when I was elementary, so I kind of picked up more of the American culture than they did, but I think I'm still adapting. Wow, okay, that was loud. I think I'm still adapting in some aspects because I haven't adopted every single thing about the American culture yet.
Interesting. So then, do you still visit Ghana often?
I haven't been able to visit since I came here because, like, it's a lot of back and forth, and we were gonna go. I was planning to go sometime this summer. I wanted to go sometime this summer, but the coronavirus came and it wasn't like an opportunity for me to go. And also I think that right now the reason we came here was to like focus on education. So I want to finish that part, and then maybe when I'm done with all that, I can like have all the trips that I want to go on.
Interesting.
Cool.
If you were to go back, would you think that you still
have that culture in me?
Yeah.
Well, that's a very like complex question because to Americans, I'm not like American enough, but to some Ghanaians, I'm not Ghanaian enough. So you can't really choose. But in my perspective, I think that I'm Ghanaian. If somebody asks me like, are you African or African American, I usually go for African because I was born there, I was raised there, I have like more culture there. My family is Ghanaian, African. So I kind of resonate with that part of me more than the American part.
Got it.
Okay.
So like, what's one thing about the American culture that people in Ghana would not be used to?
Ghanaian customs to like older people are very different here. I mean, different, they're not different here. In Ghana, there's a lot of, I've seen like in many cultures, the thing that I've noticed is that every like immigrant that I've met here has very similar culture to Ghanaian culture for some reason. I don't know why, because America, I don't know, there's just something about it. It's just the elder to like young relationship is very different, because when you're addressing an elder, you cannot speak to them like you speak to your friend or your classmate. You have to like do certain things. There's certain customs that you have to go through. And I get surprised when some like people react certain ways to like, or speak certain ways to adults. I just stand like baffled. I'm like, you just said that. I wouldn't. I do not have the like audacity to just go up and say something to an adult like that. Like it like ingrained in my head that you have to say please, thank you, and do all these things like in front of an adult just to like gain their respect and for them to respect you back.
I think that is the culture in a lot of other countries too, but strangely it's different in America. Yeah. Okay, can you pick one thing unique about each culture that you enjoy?
In Ghana, I enjoy the community and just the way people interact with you. It's kind of fun. Like Ghanaian parties are really like, it's just more communicative. People want to know you, talk to you and all that. And then America, okay, let me think a little more. What do I like? The environment is kind of, is nice too. And I like that you get more opportunities here too, because not many people have that. A lot of people, like there's a lot of good resources, but it's seen here as like the education is better in some ways. So I like that a lot too. So.
Oh, got it. So like, how does your family continue to pursue your traditions in the US?
I go to a Ghanaian church, so that's like one way that we do it. I wear I have like Ghanaian clothes. The clothing style to wear to church is very different. Like you have to get it sewed and like tailored to you. And I have like a lot of them from Ghana, and we made some here too. And also the food that we eat is very different. And the language that we speak a lot of Tree at home when we can. Sometimes I slip into English. Sometimes when I'm in school, I even like slip into Tree for some reason. Like I'm yelling someone's name across the hallway, and I just yell a word that I have out, and I look at myself and like, but,
no one understands you.
Yeah, it kind of slips out, and they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Never mind."
I mean, it can be an advantage.
Yeah,
it's definitely an advantage to know more than one language.
Be bilingual.
Do you have any like stories you like to share? Maybe like difficulties you experienced? Can you think of any?
Not really. I feel like I've had it good in like adapting, because I like from my as I said from my and I had a really good fourth grade teacher who like personalized like my learning experience. She even like skipped her fourth grade class to teach our fifth grade class because she liked it so much. So I feel like through those elementary years, I kind of learned to adapt to certain things and learned a lot more from her. She just taught me a lot. So I appreciate her doing that. And I just, I think I've adapted better than most immigrants that come here. And I thank God for that, because it would have been difficult if I didn't have somebody to navigate me through like the American lifestyle.
Yeah. That's good. Okay.
Would you say there's a difference between your actions at home, like the culture you experience at home versus outside at school or with other Americans?
Yeah, I feel like it's a very drastic change, because in school I'm a little more kept to myself, but if the people that actually know me know that I'm not that quiet. I have 3 brothers, so I grew up with a sister and 3 brothers, but she was in the military, so she was never like available for me to hang out with her as much. So I had to hang out with my like 3 brothers or their friends who were way older than me. So like I'm loud at home. I have moments at home.
And tough.
yeah, in school it's not much. I'm not loud in school because as I like the adaptation also comes from that because
Mhm.
a lot of people like have this perception of like of Black people in general that I've learned that when you come here, if you're loud in class, they have this idea of you. So I've kind of learned to like tone it down and just trying to fit in more with the crowd so that people don't have this like idea of me. I know that that's not like who I am, but it kind of damages your like reputation if you kind of let people think a certain way of you. So I've learned to adapt in like that way too.
So, do you have any advice for anyone who might not be adapting to the American culture? So, like for new immigrants, do you have any advice for them?
I would say don't stress yourself out too much because when you put that pressure on yourself, you start to lose a little bit of yourself. And the most important thing about coming here is that you have to keep your own culture. You can't you shouldn't become
Certainly.
like whitewash. You shouldn't try and lose a part of yourself so you can fit in. Yeah, it's good to adapt, but like learn at your own pace and like seek instruction from somebody else who might also be an immigrant. Don't like shy away from seeking help because that's a thing that won't help you progress in life. So that's
Cool.
my
I think
advice.
you're totally right.
Mm-hmm. So,
And I think that's a wrap.
yeah, thank you so much for coming. Thank
Thank
you.
Yeah.
you for interviewing me.
Yeah, your answers were really good.
Thank you.
Um,
So, I guess we'll see you in school.
All right.
yeah, if it ever opens.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right,
bye-bye.
bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.